everyone, and welcome to the Fishhead Creations podcast, where I pull out one of my interesting knitting projects all the time and talk you through the details. Welcome! It's been 2 weeks. I think I will stick to this bi-weekly podcasting for a while. Just because work, life, knitting time, etc. I don't need to go into detail again. I'm doing it every week. Nothing has changed. We do have some more natural light, which is good. And I hope I didn't cut off my head too badly this time. I'm still working on the setup. The setup is a camera on a box with a lighting thing on a tripod on a book in front of it, both on my dining table when I'm sitting on my sofa. So, totally professional. But yeah, welcome back to all returning viewers. It's a pleasure to have you here again. And welcome to all new viewers, if there are any of you. Thank you for checking me out and giving me a shot. And thank you to everyone who commented on my last episode. I just so enjoy interacting with you and reading all your comments and getting suggestions about what to talk about. There will be a sock episode, maybe next time, maybe the time after, depending on if I find a garment to talk about until next time. But today I thought it's high time we talked about shawls. I get a lot of questions about the shawl I'm wearing usually, and it will be the main thing in this episode because it's the only shawl I ever wear basically. But there are a few others. I'm by far not a shawl knitter. Absolutely not. I do not enjoy knitting them, which is why I only have one. And yeah, I'm not a shawl knitter. I can knit a garment. It can be plain stockinette, it can be completely complicated all the way. It's fine, but shawls, they're just not my type of project. I don't enjoy them very much. So I don't have many of them. But I have a few that I actually wear. So I thought I'd just talk about them. First up is Squish. This isn't an actual pattern, it's just a very basic triangular shawl. 3 colors. I did increase at different rates at the edge, so it's slightly curved, but not really. You cannot really see it when I'm just holding it up. It started here, as you do for a basic triangular shawl, increased in the middle and on the side. This is knit in Drops Alaska on 6mm needles. Just a very basic, nice, heavyweight shawl that I rarely wear. It's just for those few days when it's really cold and I'm sitting on my sofa all day and don't leave the house. I'm struggling with most shawl shapes, really. And while I do like that a triangular shawl covers me here very nicely, they also don't feel very stable, especially such a heavy one. So this one slides off a lot, and I don't really wear it a lot, but it took me under 24 hours to knit. It was a nice, quick, leftover project, and when it's really cold, I do like it. So, Squish. I have a second version of this, knit in several superwash merino fingering weights. I think that's 3mm needles. Same thing, increased at the edge and in the middle, so down the center spine, using up several leftovers. This does actually get quite a bit of wear because it always lifts out on my chest of clothes, and whenever I'm feeling cold and I'm just lounging around in my pajamas, this is what I throw on. It's not very warm because it's superwash and fine yarn, so it's quite nice if you just need a little something around your neck. It has stretched a lot, so by now the ends are long enough that I can tie a knot underneath the point. So I tie a knot here and just leave the point over it, and it just stays on, which is also quite nice. But this shawl pretty much never leaves the house. These are absolutely not my colors. There's by far too much blue in it. I don't feel comfortable wearing it outside. It was leftovers. I made a gift from this and from this. I knit from the grey and this lighter green, yellow green. I knit a sweater for my mom, and I was gifted this dark blue yarn by someone who just didn't know how much I despise blue. So yeah, I just threw them all together. They are nice for wearing at home, but it never leaves the house. Also, no pattern, just improvised, completely improvised. Then I have a few single skein scarves or shawlettes. This one is a very special yarn to me. It's Old Maiden Aunt, her sparkleways. I don't know what exactly it's called in the colorway. I think something herbal. Don't quote me on that, but something like that. Just this deep variegated purple, and it's sparkly. I got this yarn at my very first Edinburgh Yarn Fest in 2017. I love it. I didn't really know what to do with it because I just rarely use hand-dyed yarns. And if you see anything strange, that's because a cat is creeping into the camera. So yeah, Solveig. I didn't really know what to do with a single skein. It just jumped at me and wanted to follow me home. So I knit it into a scarf, shawlette, whatever. This is the Close to You pattern by Justina Lakowska, who is one of my favorite designers, and I really need to get around to knitting some of her garment patterns, but it's just one skein of fingering weight superwash. It's absolutely not warm. I sometimes wear it outside in the spring, in autumn and winter, just because it's so windy here. It's usually not warm enough. So yes, I pretty much always have something around my neck, and this is perfect when indoors in very warm rooms. I did an internship in our opera house here in the ballet, and they always had the heating very high so the dancers wouldn't get too cold, and in that climate I usually wore this one inside, just because I feel better when I have something around my neck, but I didn't really actually need any warmth. It's great for that, but I don't wear it much just because it's not very warm. I have a second one, second one skein shawlette, the Spindrift by Helen Stewart, which I knit in Martin's Lab Bouncy Merino, so also a hand-dyed yarn that I just had to have because it was so beautiful and then didn't know what to do with it. Yeah, that one gets slightly more wear, but I don't wear both of them on a regular basis. But I do like them. I do think they're absolutely beautiful just because of the yarn, and I think those one skein shawlettes are a very nice way to show off beautiful yarns, because I cannot wear hand-dyed yarns as socks because I'm so hard on my socks, but more on that in another episode. So, back to shawls. One of my favorite ones, which I wear a ton, is this one. This is probably for you just a giant blob of black. This is the Summerlet Heb by Kate Davies from her Inspired by Islay collection. It's a square heb, knitted from the outside in, so you start with these zigzag edges and then pick up stitches and knit in, and then yeah, there's a lot of directional changes involved, but it's knit from the outside in and then in the end grafted together. I usually wear it folded over as a triangle and then just as a giant warm triangular shawl. Sorry, I'm muffling myself here. So this way, it's just so cozy. It's really pretty much a winter shawl. I wear it when it's really cold outside. I took it with me to Edinburgh Yarn Fest in 2018. So the last time I went, second time. That was in March, and it was snowing. And the snow was coming sideways because it was so windy. And I only brought a very thin jacket, just a soft gel jacket. So I put on 2 wool jumpers on top of each other because both weren't too heavyweight. And then I put on the shawl and I was just snugly warm. So yeah, it's certainly for winter, which we don't seem to get anymore. It's incredibly warm. I don't usually wear it inside because it's too warm to wear it inside. But when I'm going outside in cold, windy, wet weather, it's just perfect. I just love it. And if I wear it as a triangular shawl and then tuck it under my coat, it also stays on very well. So yeah, absolutely recommend this. I knit this one in Holst Super Soft, my trusty old Holst Super Soft, and I held it double. So this is written for Kate Davies' own Buchele yarn, which is a sport weight roughly, and Holst Super Soft obviously the light fingering. So I held it double, knitted on a 4mm needle to a 20 stitch gauge, and it's just, I really adore this fabric. Just the perfect, well, yeah, just the perfect fabric for me. It's dense but not stiff. It's warm but not overly so. I really like it, and I just love woolen spun yarns and lace. It's pretty much the only way you will get me to knit lace, if it's in a woolen spun yarn. So I absolutely adore this thing. It's incredibly hard to photograph because of its size and of its color, but it's my only black shawl and I really need more of those. Yeah, and I don't find Holst Super Soft scratchy at all around my neck. If there's any place I ever find a yarn scratchy, it's on my forearms, and I can wear some Holst Super Soft anywhere. So Summer Light by Kate Davies, one of my two absolutely favorite shawls, although it doesn't get as much wear as the other one, which I'm going to talk about, just because it's certainly outdoor wear because it's so warm. So, next. Next up, sorry, strange distracting noise outside, is this beautiful long thing. This is long. This is the Random Act of Color by the ladies behind the Periscoping Sisters podcast, if I remember that correctly, which I don't watch, so don't quote me on it, but I forgot their names. I will link down below, obviously. And yeah, Random Act of Color. So let's start with the yarn. The yarn is Naturally by something. It's a New Zealand yarn. It's a merino possum blend. I just love it. It's so soft, it's so snuggly, and a very close friend of mine who is incredibly knitworthy. He was, among other things, the recipient of the Rift sweater, which I finished recently, just before Christmas. And he went to New Zealand on a work trip, and he just went all over Auckland because I had asked him to bring me back some of this yarn. He hates Auckland, he doesn't know anything about yarn. He brought back the perfect combination of colors. So it's special just because of the yarn already. Excuse me. And then I spent ages to find the perfect pattern for this yarn because I just wanted to show it off, and I think it really works well. It's a crescent shaped shawl, which I'm not too sure about because, well, you can see how wavy it hangs, so my edge is too tight, and also it's rather shallow because my roll gauge is just so short. But it pretty much used up all of the yarn. I even had to add in a row or two of another dark yarn because I ran out of that color. I wear it as a scarf, so I just wrap it around several times and then knot the ends together. I wear this thing every day, absolutely every day, from probably August to April at least. It's starting to show, it's starting to slightly felt, but it's just so snuggly and warm and perfect, and I just love it to death. I didn't enjoy knitting it, mind you, but the yarn made up for it, and I love the finished object just so much. I'm even considering making a second one, just because I do like the shape, that makes it possible to pretty much wear it as a scarf. Just because it stays on so well and just fits closely. You can wear it inside, it's not overly warm, but it's warm enough to wear it outside. It used 150 grams, so 1.5 skeins total of a fingering weight. So I had 3 50-gram skeins of this yarn, and it's just my perfect shawl. I wear it all the time. It's no surprise to see it on the podcast as often as you do, because I literally wear it every day. And any day I don't wear it, it's because I took the effort to stop myself from selecting this shawl and grabbed another one because I thought this one needed a day's break. But then I returned to it anyway the next day because I just love it so much. It is absolutely perfect. Yeah, there's not much more to say about it. And that's pretty much what shawls I have and wear. And yeah, I do need at least another one of this type to give this one a break, but I love it so much, and I don't want to knit another shawl, so we shall see. I'll just stick to this one for the time being. What else? I don't think there's too much more to talk about, so I will leave it at that. The cats are just right next to me. I don't know if you can maybe see Solveig here. Let me grab her. So we have kitty cat visitors today again. For all of your fans. They are both doing well. My house is doing well. I still haven't forgotten that I want to do a house video, but it might be a while. I just don't have the time to edit this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, I will link to all the projects and patterns I talked about below, and also to my Revelry group, where there's the test knitting call currently open. So if any of you are interested in test knitting a cowl design, a very quick knit, it took me only 2 days, please head over there. I'm still looking for testers. What else? Yeah, you can obviously find me on Revelry if I have a group there as Oaksy, and I'm also on Instagram as Caledoniana, and yeah, I would love to talk to you about your favorite shawl shapes, designs, sizes, materials. Let me know what you think about shawls. Do you wear them? Do you enjoy knitting them? Leave a comment below, contact me on Instagram or Revelry. I absolutely love hearing from you, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye!